Hey, what's up, you guys? I need y'all to just sit down and bear with me for a minute. I want to rap a taste with y'all about something that commonly comes up, and I think any trainer would concur with what I'm about to say regarding knee issues. So the title of this video is why you continue to experience knee pain and some things that you can do to help you to alleviate some of those issues. As some of you or most of you know, any of you who've been following me for a while, know that I grew up playing sports my whole life. My football career ended because of knee issues. I have severe arthritis in one knee, and it's been an ongoing thing. Now, once you get arthritis in your knee, basically it's along for the ride forever. So it's basically about load management. And so my knees actually feel better now than they did like shortly after I stopped playing football, where I had worked out for a while, and I started to lose a little bit of muscle. But over the years, I've learned how to do the proper exercises to keep the strength in my legs and help to alleviate some of that knee pain. So it's actually made it better by doing leg exercises. So if you're that type of person who's not doing anything because of knee pain, let me help you as well, because doing nothing is worse than doing something. All right, so I'm gonna go through some steps here with you and help you to at least get active, because your muscles support your frame. That's what they're for. They're to hold your body up and to keep your bones and stuff and support them, because your skeleton can't stand by itself. You have to have the connective tissues and muscles to help hold you up. So you need to develop muscle. The less muscle you have, the more pressure is on your joints and ligaments, okay? So we're gonna go through some steps here. And before I get started, I see a lot of social media, and now the butt craze has gone out of control. The butt and legs craze is going out of control. Guys want these big tree trunk legs. Girls want, big butts and all this kind of stuff. So you see every cockamamie side, super curtsy lunge and all kinds of stuff going around. And I just watch the videos and I cringe a little bit, because you can see, and I'm sure physical therapists also see that, you can see people's bad form or their lack of proper mechanics and dynamics when they're doing these exercises. So you can literally see them killing their knees. And so this message is also for a lot of my clients who I continue to go over and over and over with about how to do proper exercises to alleviate some of that knee pain. But here's my top 10 reasons why you have knee pain and why you have not alleviated that knee pain. All right. Number one, you have not taken the time to rebuild your leg muscles. A lot of people want to go on, first thing they want to do is go in the gym and do what they saw on YouTube or Instagram or some exercise. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, a lot of those people doing those exercises got knee issues too. Like, real talk. 1 in 5 Americans has knee pain. 1 in 5. And it seems like, if you're a trainer, it seems like 1 in 2 people got knee pain. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my knees hurt. My knees. That's the most common thing that you're gonna hear from people. And it can't do something as simple as a squat. And that's going to have long-term ramifications of just picking up stuff. And that's why you get older and people start throwing out their back and their hips, because they don't know how to do a proper squat and they don't have the proper leg muscles, all right? So this is also about your longevity. But you haven't taken the time to rebuild your leg muscles, like doing wall sits, doing quad sets, what they call in physical therapy, quad sets, where you just squeeze that muscle and get your mind connected to that muscle so you can actually use it. Your quad muscles are the strongest muscle group in your body. I say this over and over and over and over again. They're the strongest muscle group in your body. They support most of your weight. They move your body mostly. All right, now your glutes, which work with your quads, are the strongest single muscle in your body. Your gluteus maximus, the strongest single muscle in your body. So combined, you have all this power right here. If you don't use it properly or don't use it at all, you're losing out on the strongest part of your body. It's still going to be the strongest part of your body. It's just going to be weak, and it's not going to be able to carry your weight. All right, so you got to take the time and rebuild those muscles using simple exercises. Do not start with these complicated curtsy lunges and side leg presses and nonsense that you see on social media, because a lot of these people just saw it from somebody else. They don't know what they're doing. All right, so start with the basics first. Master the basics before you start doing all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? Doing small step-ups just to get those muscles firing again. I've had to help people rehab from knee issues. I've had to rehab myself from knee issues. Small movements that help you to engage that muscle. And just squeezing it, during the day, just straighten that leg out and squeeze it over and over again. That will help you to start firing that muscle, because you got to get your nerves connected. You got to get your mind and nerves connected to that muscle and get them firing again. Because you got to understand, when your body senses that there is an injury, it's going to shut down the muscles in that area to protect it. And that's almost it's pretty much the opposite of what you want. But your body's doing it for long-term preservation so that you don't continue to damage it, because it's blaming you for doing it. So it's saying, I'm not going to allow you to do it. All right, so you're going to have to try to bypass that and keep that muscle there so that you can support that joint. Your body just rather you just not use it if there's an injury there, but you still have to try to work and try to get that going. All right, now I'm going to skip down to the bottom here. This is actually 1B, but I ain't feel like erasing all this stuff and writing it again. So I wrote it at the bottom, and it says poor or no preparation or maintenance. And so, as I said before, it's always the people showing up to the workout late, not stretching, that's talking about their knees hurt. They're not doing anything. And what you got to understand is, once you have an issue, you've just doubled your time of working out. When I say workout, that means preparation, that means warming up, that means stretching, that means doing all that stuff, doing your workout, and that means maintenance afterwards. Icing, soaking in, ice tub or hot bath. You can soak in a hot bath before you work out, especially if you're dealing with like tendonitis or something like that, to get yourself warmed up. All of those things go into your workout now. This is part of your workout regimen. It's not just, I can just go in here and shortcut. And then if you show your behind up late to the workout and your knees hurt, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. You gotta put in that extra work to keep them and alleviate that problem. Foam rolling, getting those muscles loose, getting those muscle fibers loose, taking your time warming up, not just showing up to the workout late and then go straight to doing squats, what you thought was gonna happen. All right, your tendons, all right, connect your muscles to your bone. All right, you need to get those warmed up. All right, you got to get some blood flowing throughout your muscles, throughout your tendons, and before you start putting a bunch of weight on it or doing a bunch of explosive movements. All right, so that's number 2, or 1B. All right, next is bad form. All right, we've always seen the people with horrible form, and horrible form comes in various styles, and we're going to get to that a little bit later in the video. But bad form can be too much weight forward, all right, lifting your heels up off the ground. I see a lot of people think they're in the club, as soon as they drop it down, as soon as their butt go down, their heels come up like they twerking or something. All right, we're not in the club, we're not trying to drop it. You want to drop it like it's hot, but you got to keep your heels down while it's hot too. You know what I'm saying? All right, some people, they get down, and we'll talk about that next one, weight imbalance. You go down, when you have that injury, what you do is you shift all of your weight over to your good leg. And you may not even realize you're doing it. Sometimes I have to videotape it and show it to clients so that they can see that they're doing it. It's your mind protecting that joint, all right? That's why you have to build the strength before you start doing complex exercises. And honestly, before you even start doing basic exercises, you got to do the wall squats. You got to build that muscle in that particular region so that your body has the confidence to put load there without it hurting. Once you can do that, then your mind will start to unlock and allow you to use that joint properly. Otherwise, if it hurts every time you touch it, your body's going to do everything possible without even your knowledge or awareness to protect that joint. All right. Next, too much weight, and this is an A and B part. All right. Too much weight means some people are too big to be doing. If you're very heavy, all right, you probably need to be doing assisted squats or wall squats. Do not go in the gym, especially if you don't have good mechanics, and do a bunch of different types of squats that you cannot manage to do, all right? That's the quickest way to hurt your knees. Now, the one thing about it is if you're heavier, your legs are gonna be stronger, actually, because you're carrying so much weight. Every time you take a step is a leg workout. You know what I'm saying? Every time you take a step, so your legs are gonna be strong, but you don't wanna mess it up by having bad mechanics and being overweight. Okay, so the heavier you are, the more careful you have to be, because that's all the more damage that's being done to your joint when you're overweight and you're trying to do those exercises. So if your form is bad, you're going to tear your knees up that much faster. And that's part of the reason why so many people have knee problems, because we're also a lot of people overweight. Okay, next, part B to that is you can have too much loaded weight. And this is probably a lot of guys, all right, going to throw a bunch of weight on the rack, trying to impress people, ego lifting in the gym, and then they throw their back out or their legs out because they don't have proper mechanics, and they're throwing this bunch of weight on their back and doing too much weight. All right, if you can't control that weight through the full range of motion, down, going down, and coming back up, then it's too much weight. It's as simple as that. All right, if you can't control the weight, all right, and I'm not talking about these little mini squats that people put a bunch of weight on there and they go down like 6 inches and come. If you cannot do a full squat, you're doing too much weight, especially if you have an injury. Actually, I missed one. Number 3, moving too fast. All right, and this is a common. So what people will try to do is when their knee hurts, they try to go down real fast and try to skip over the part where you may start to feel pain, which is generally because you have not taken the time to rebuild those leg muscles properly. And I tell my clients this all the time. And if you work out, and if you're one of my clients, you need to listen to this. You cannot go down fast. All right. The problem with going down really fast, and watch my videos when I'm doing squats. You'll never see me go down real fast. The problem with going down fast is you create inertia. Inertia is magnified body weight that is traveling at a faster speed. The faster the speed, the heavier it is. So when you go down fast, you're putting that much more inertia on your knees. So you're compounding the weight. So you need to go down slowly. And that is actually what's helping you to build the muscle. The eccentric motion, or lowering down of the weight, when we're talking about like a squat here, is just as important, if not more, than the concentric, or actually pushing that weight or lifting it, okay? So you've got to take your time going down, all right, and controlling that weight. It doesn't matter what it is. There's leg extensions, which you probably should not be doing a lot of, because that's very hard on your knees. Certain types of lunges are very hard on your knees, okay? Next is going to be no mind muscle connection, and I alluded to that before. You're not connected to that muscle mentally. So you're doing exercises, but you're not mentally connected to the muscle you're trying to develop. And that's how you build muscle in a particular region. That's why some of you people will go into the gym and you'll do all these squats and different stuff, and you will not get the results because you're not mentally connected to that muscle, making it engage. So all you end up doing is some extra back work, maybe some extra glute work, but you're not targeting the specific muscles that you're trying to get to, especially when we're talking about quadriceps and doing squats and stuff like that. You've got to be mentally connected to that muscle so that you can engage it. All right, doing those quad sets and squeezing that muscle will help you in that regard. All right, you're doing the wrong type of leg exercise. That's next. What are the wrong type of exercises? It depends, all right, because all of us have varying issues, all right? If you have a torn meniscus or something like that, or if you have arthritis or osteoarthritis, if you have torn ligaments, if you have tendonitis, there's different things that are not going to work for you, okay? So you have to try different exercises to see which ones work for you and don't cause pain. All right, if it hurts the joint, if the joint hurts for 2 or 3 days after you do an exercise, that ain't the exercise for you. If the muscle's sore, that's probably the exercise that you want to do, especially if it's your quadricep and that's what you're trying to work, or your glutes and that's what you're trying to work. If your muscles are sore, you got lactic acid, that's what you want. If your knee hurts, your joint, that is not what you want. So that's the way to tell if it's the right exercise or the wrong exercise, is whether you get muscle soreness or joint soreness for the days after your workout. All right, next is muscle imbalance. I'm going to group these two together. The last two, muscle imbalance or tightness, and strength imbalance, because those go together. All right, so what happens is your body needs an equilibrium, a balance. All right, if you're more stronger in the back of your body than you are in the front, let's say your glutes and hamstrings are super strong and your quads are weak, all right, something's going to give. And likely it's going to be somewhere around the knee, because your lower body supports your entire weight, all right? And the knees are one of the most common failure points, knees and hips and back, okay? And your legs and glutes and quads and hamstrings, those support all of those, especially your lower back. So you want those to be strong, all right? Especially if you have back issues, you gotta strengthen your legs first, in addition to your core. You wanna be strengthening those things at the same time. Okay, so if you're super tight in your hamstring, you have no mobility, it's going to be hard to do a full range squat. So it's going to be hard to, if you don't have good flexibility in the back of your leg and Achilles and calf, you're not going to be able to do those full range squats, which is going to limit your development, your muscle development in the quadricep area. Okay, so you've got to work on your mobility and flexibility. Do some hot yoga, do some stretches, up, down dog. Do various single leg stretches, and I have a video on stretching. I'll link it in the description. All right, do some foam rolling. All right, foam roll your legs. You got to get those legs loose, man, especially before you start working out. Foam roll your IT band, the muscle that runs along the outside of your leg, because that's the one that you can't really stretch it effectively. So you need to foam roll it. There needs to be a combination of foam rolling, dynamic stretching, and static stretching. Do not buy into the only dynamic stretching fad. That is a fad, and that will not help you with your longevity. It will not increase your flexibility, and it's going to make you get hurt quicker. Period. You need to be doing all of them consistently, like daily. Okay, static stretching, foam rolling, and dynamic stretching. All right, but your IT band, you want to roll that with the foam roller. You want to be stretching, doing various stretches from various angles on your hamstrings, on your quadriceps, on your glutes. You want to stretch that, get that piriformis loose, because tight muscles lead to injury. All right, they lead to imbalance. The tight muscles can cause you to be imbalanced. All right, and dominant. So you need to make sure that you're working your quadriceps as well as your glutes. Okay, those are very important. That you work both the front of your leg and the back of your leg. You need to understand how to do that. If every time you do any type of leg exercise, all that hurts is your quads, then you're going to have an imbalance and your glutes are going to be weak. Now, I know it's a bunch of all these different side exercises, but in order to build muscle, you've got to have loaded weight, okay? You got to have loaded weight and actually do something to build that muscle. The good thing about your legs is that you got your body weight, so you can do body weight squats. However, you've got to know what you're doing. Somebody I know, and I'm not going to say any names, decided after years of not working out, they were going to jump in a squat challenge. I think it was like 200 or 500 squats a day, some ridiculous number of squats every day for like a month. And needless to say, week and a half later at the hospital getting x-rays on guess what? Knees. So do not jump into something without knowing what you're doing. Stop following these trends. Learn the basics. Do the basics first, okay, so that you won't injure yourself. Okay, and then you got to get the balance. If you have a leg injury, you got to get that weak leg as close to as possible, as strong as your dominant leg or your stronger leg. All right, because what happens is, like I said before, you start doing squats, you keep shifting that weight over to your strong leg, and then next thing you know, you injure your strong leg. So now you got two bad legs. What you gonna do with that? Nothing. Nothing you can do with that. All right, so you got to be smart about it and don't just continue to just pound one leg into the ground, because eventually that one's going to give way too. So you need to build that muscle in your legs. All right, guys, I know this video went long, but this is some information that I wanted to make sure that you guys had and understood that this is meticulous. This is a daily effort, because as much as you try to build strength in that leg, your body's still going to be trying to, every time it feels any type of pain, remove that muscle from that area and keep you from using that area. So in order to use it, you're going to have to surround it with muscle by doing exercises that your mind can't prevent you from building muscle in that area. And in order to do that, you have to keep it from hurting, because if it hurts, you're not even going to be able to put the pressure in that area. Okay, so you got to do the stuff that doesn't hurt, but that helps to build the muscle in that area. All right, guys, hope these videos are helpful. Please give me a comment or a like in the and comment in the comment section. Give me a like, man. Subscribe to the channel. Holla at y'all next video, man. Peace out.